Hi folks, I'm Marcel with The Pulse. I want to update you with our Congressional Fly-In Day last Wednesday and tell you about who I met with personally and a little bit about the reactions we got and also about where we go from here. What are the next moves to defend NMN? Now, I was part of different groups that met with a couple senators and three senators and one congressional member. And the first one was Dianne Feinstein of California, a Democrat, and then Marco Rubio's team. Now, we didn't meet directly with the senators. We did meet with aides. They will certainly brief the senators, and also they all asked for follow-up, which was also very encouraging. Marco Rubio, Republican, Florida, Rick Scott, Republican, Florida, and Lois Frankel, a Democratic congressperson from Florida. Now, I am a legal resident of Florida, so most of my meetings were with Florida, although there was one meeting that I joined Pro Health Longevity on. They requested that I come along with them because I had an opening, so I went with their CEO to meet with Dianne Feinstein's people. Now, what happened? I'm not going to give you, with respect to the aides and the congressional offices, I'm not going to give you specific details about which one said what, okay? Because I want to leave that open for them to make their decisions. I can just tell you, 3 of them had very good reactions. One of them really didn't, frankly, give us a reaction, but 3 out of 4 is great. And who knows, maybe the follow-up will resonate with more of them or all of them. But what I mean specifically, the reaction was, frankly, dismay at first. We described the NMN situation. There were other topics, and those were all brought up as well. They have to do with safety. They have to do with holding FDA accountable to following the law of DSHEA to protect supplements, protect the patents specifically to encourage innovation in the supplement industry. And then there are some programs that can pay for medical needs for citizens, and we lobbied for those as well. So there were other topics adjacent, but they all involve NMN in some way, shape, or form. So yes, I was part of Team NMN, but it was an overall lobbying effort for supplements with Congress. Now, I know that many of us are jaded, many of us are skeptical, and we don't believe that we can make a difference. I can just tell you, going through the process, there was no money exchanging hands. There were no promises for campaign contributions. In fact, that we were all told that's illegal to do on Capitol Hill. You can only do that outside of Capitol Hill, as far as maybe not pay for play, but certainly talk about campaign contributions. You can't even bring that up in Congress. You can only talk about the issues, which was nice, because who wants to deal with that, on Capitol Hill? So it's not the way maybe some people envision it. It is very fascinating, because you go there and, okay, hotels are very expensive in Washington, just for what it's worth. We were walking distance from the Capitol, so we walked there. The weather was fantastic until the smoke hit. You probably heard about the wildfires from Canada hitting Washington, D.C. That sort of chased me out of town in the last night and the last day. However, the weather was great overall, other than that. And you walk there, we had a briefing in the morning where they gave us kind of the ground rules, told us how to conduct ourselves, basically how to lobby, and what the different position papers involved that we were passing out. And then you just go into the building, you pass through security, and you go right to when your appointment is set. You don't want to show up early. Learn that early on. You show up early, you're just kind of loitering in their waiting room, and it's kind of bothersome. So after the first one, we were like 15 minutes early. After that, we were like 2 minutes early for everything, because we didn't want to impose on anybody. But you just walk right in. Matter of fact, most of the doors have a sign that says, "Come on in." So when you think about it, you could go to Congress. You could get on a plane and go. If you had something important, it's the people's house. you could go walk through security. There's cameras everywhere, obviously. It's fascinating to see. There are gift shops. It's a cool experience to see government in action. And it's probably not what you'd think it would be. It wasn't what I thought it would be. And then you just walk right in. And, probably if you showed up unannounced, they'd say, well, what are you here for? And but you could leave a message for your congressperson. They're there for you. So don't think that you can't reach them. You can. You very much can. Your emails reach them. Your phone calls reach them. These things, your letters certainly reach them. These things can be done. People can lobby. Individuals can lobby. So I encourage you to keep taking action. The grassroots effort is well over 50,000, probably 60,000 plus by now. Keep writing those letters. Okay, what happened? We went in there, and I said we got a good reception. So from mostly 3 of these congresspeople, they were quite surprised. When you sit down, I think they're used to issues that are deep and require note-taking and aren't as cut and dry sounding. We described NMN fairly. We described the drug preclusion. We described how FDA is following the current letter of the regulations that they pursue, but also how they're not pursuing other things. But we also talked about NMN being a natural molecule existing in nature, a form of vitamin B3 that should be available and has great health record and safety record. And frankly, most everyone we met with seemed genuinely surprised and also a bit dismayed. And then it turned to, what are the details? Why is this? So we explained why and how FDA is doing this. They understood how the laws work in that regard. And then they said, 2 of them specifically, 3 really, to be honest with you. There were follow-up. They asked us to follow up with them. And they said, give us guidance on what you would like us to do. And if we write a letter to the FDA in support of you, what you wanted to say. I thought that was exceptionally encouraging. They didn't shut the door. They were dismayed. They wanted more clarification. They wanted to understand. And they wanted some direction, some guidance about what we're asking for. I'm not saying this is going to get there. We can segue into where we go from here. And I'm going to share the ideas and the plans that I have with you. But the ideas are to continue to follow up with Congress, give them that guidance, give them the information, expand on the dialogue that's been started, that's been kickstarted, because we've been sending letters over, but now we had direct dialogue from the industry. For what it's worth, they were quite, I wouldn't say surprised, but their eyes lit up when I said I'm a YouTuber. I have over 100,000 unique visitors every month. It does carry weight, because of you, because of the viewers. Because of me, I just represent you, right? So it carried weight. I could visibly see it. It's one thing for companies to come in and represent their interests. It's another thing for a YouTuber to come in and represent so many end users who have been vocal. In other words, if there's 50,000 letters and I have 100,000 subscribers, I'm pretty much was representing you. And frankly, there was a group picture I'll post here, and you'll see me way out in front, kind of with my arms folded. None of that was by accident. When it was time for the group photo, I went right out in front and I folded my arms. Because I wanted everyone that would see that picture to understand that, I do represent more than myself here, that I am representing a group of people. And you guys are the wind at my back. You guys give me the confidence to go out there and try to lead the charge in some manner. There were other people leading the charge. Very grateful for the executives at Natural Products Association. Very appreciative of Josh Long at Natural Products Insider. There were several companies that I won't name because I don't want to make them targets directly right now of FDA, but there were several companies. There was even a $1 billion company that doesn't even sell NMN that was on Team NMN and actively backing the team. Also of interest, I thought, when I wanted to share with you, the supplement companies coming to me. We had a couple receptions, one the night before and then one the night after the fly-in meetings. Every company that I talked to said, whatever we can do to speak to your audience, to help them understand this, to assist you in any way. Everyone wants exposure. I get that. But this was a cooperative thing. They know I'm aligned with Do Not Age and that I'm also friendly with Pro Health Longevity. They're aware of that, but that didn't matter. Everyone was happy to do interviews, get a message out, support the efforts. To that end, I will say that we are planning to do a sort of media tour that can be virtual, that might be physical. That would be myself, hopefully others, also executives from Natural Products Association. I certainly made myself available to appear on other podcasts and other venues, other video channels to help spread the word, because I see the Congressional Fly-In Day as a launching point, right? It was a destination in a sense. We did a bunch of ramp up, we built up to it. We wrote emails, we sent letters, we made phone calls, we set up meetings. Then we arrived, now we met. Most of these people didn't know about NMN, even including all those efforts. They were probably getting these letters and going, what are they talking about? Now it's all connected. Now when they get letters, and they should get more, you can send more. You don't have to send one. You can send more letters and more emails. In the form of email, we'll forward them as letters. But you can send more, and now they know what it is, right? I don't know what the total of congressmen the whole team met with. I'll share that with you, but all of them now know. They have no excuse not to know what NMN is, what the issues are surrounding it, and what we're asking them to do to help us. So now when they hear from you and us, there's a connection, right? Now we want to go to the media and we want to create a bigger outward public reach in this regard. So we're not done. We're just beginning. If anybody on our side or the opposing side thinks that we're done and that was it, no. The fight has just begun to defend NMN as a supplement. Yes, it went well. Yes, we're encouraged by the reactions we got. And yes, there's more to come. So stay tuned. I'm flying back home to Germany tomorrow. I'll have my regular setup and my regular lighting and be with my family. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's been exciting. It's been fun. It's exciting. I've got more footage I'll be sharing from the week's events. And really, thank you guys for supporting me, following me. And you can still get NMN. It's still available. The code's still in the description. These companies are not just making NMN available, but they are doing the hard work to make sure it remains available in the future. Stay tuned. See you guys soon.